10 interesting facts about vultures. Vulture numbers are on a decline throughout the world. Many of our southern African vultures are either listed as vulnerable, endangered, or critically endangered. The Egyptian vulture is listed as possibly extinct or almost extinct in southern Africa. So why are vultures special? They have excellent eyesight and can spot a carcass on the ground from very, very high up in the air. Some of the New World vultures that are found in the Western Hemisphere have an extremely keen sense of smell, and they can smell a carcass from a very long way off. Vultures have very powerful wings that are adapted for soaring high in the sky without much wing flapping. They find a column of rising air called a thermal, and they need to turn continually in order to stay in the column and get lifted higher into the air. Obviously, the higher they climb in the air, the wider the area they can search for carcasses. And when they have reached a sufficient height, they will often leave the thermal and glide while scanning the ground below. Vultures are special in that they have very strong stomach acid, which has very strong antibacterial properties in the gut. Their stomach acid is more corrosive, and the acid can kill off any harmful bacteria like botulism, rabies, and other diseases. In India, the loss of vultures causes around 100,000 additional human deaths annually. These deaths are due to the spread of disease and bacteria that vultures would have otherwise removed from the environment. For example, without vultures, the stray dog population increased, bringing rabies to humans. Many vultures have bare heads and necks. This is possibly to keep rotting flesh from soiling the feathers, and it is also easier to clean off. Watch how this Cape vulture sticks its whole head and part of its neck under the skin of the dead horse. And in slow motion, we have spoken about their ability to rid the environment of toxic diseases, but the speed at which they dispose of a rotting carcass is incredible. They are very fast and very efficient cleanup crews in nature. Vultures are very social birds. They don't only eat together in a group at a carcass, but they also travel together in groups. And they are often found together at water sources, like in this case white-backed vultures together with lappet-faced vultures, and they are preening in a group. There is a very strict social order amongst vultures, and this is determined by the overall body size and the strength of the bill of each vulture. The typical pecking order that is found in many bird species and also other animals. Collective nouns for vultures. Did you know that vultures in flight in a group are called a kettle? And vultures in a group eating at a carcass is called a wake. And a group of vultures on the ground is called either a venue or a committee. Vultures are thought to be the world's highest flying birds ever since a Ruppel's vulture was sucked into a jet's engine at 37,000 feet. Pictured here is a white-headed vulture. Another cool fact about vultures is that they drink by the sip and tilt method. Watch this lappet-faced vulture scoop the water in its lower bill and then tilt its head upwards to let the water run down. And this white-backed vulture does the same, but it immerses most of its head in the process. Dangers facing vultures in today's world. The massive fast blades of wind turbines. Big birds like vultures can't judge the speed of these blades. Collisions with power lines and electrocutions from these massive structures. Also lead poisoning from lead bullets used by hunters. If you use lead bullets, please consider changing to a less toxic alternative. Also, toxic veterinary meds given to livestock can also kill vultures that eat the carcass when the animal dies. Vultures are often poisoned for the muti trade, as body parts are used. And vultures are also poisoned so that they can't alert rhino anti-poaching guys to the whereabouts of rhino carcasses. And lastly, the loss of habitat has had an impact on vulture numbers. Please support the excellent work done at VulPro Shamwari. A link to their website will be below this video. We must raise awareness and support vulture conservation as much as possible.
Hope you enjoyed this video. Please like and subscribe and post any comments you have down below.